Strip clubs, strip clubs, strip clubs. Back when I spent time in my room compulsively studying quantum physics 101, I had a theory about strip clubs. I thought that they were an evolved and superior version of regular clubs. You see, people hate strip clubs, but what they don't realize is it's literally the exact same as clubbing regularly, minus all the drawbacks. Let's be real, most guys go to the club so they can get a girl and sleep with her, and girls are there to get as much attention as possible from guys. Anyone who says, no, I only go clubbing because I want to have fun with my friends and dance to the music is a delusional cope cell. The problem with regular clubs is that women do indeed get all the attention, but most guys take an L at the end of the night and don't get any action. They just end up pissed drunk, wasted with their friends. Strip clubs are the perfect solution to this. Everyone gets what they came for, minus the BS. You don't have to try so hard to run game on a chick, just pay and you win. The horny guy is guaranteed the transaction he's looking for, and the stripper also gets paid and gets her dose of attention. No awkwardly standing in the club with a cup of tequila in your hand looking like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. No scouting around desperately looking for choosing signals and seeing none because you're clapped. In a strip club, everyone wins. Or so I thought. As you all know, I don't drink and I'm also on semen retention, so why the hell does the title of this video involve me being in a strip club? Well, let's go back to June 2021. I had just turned 18 a few months ago and 3 of my closest friends and I planned a senior trip. For those of you who don't know, a senior trip is basically an excuse to travel to another country and be a degenerate for a week or two because you graduated high school. The country of our choice was Georgia, not to be confused with Georgia the state. This was the perfect destination for what we were looking for. A week of parties, ecstasy, and women. Now, the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi, is known for many things, like beautiful cathedrals, bridges, cultural architecture, and mountains. But the 4 of us didn't give a flying fuck about any of that. We were there for straight business. If you know, you know. We barely even took any group photos on that trip because we were too busy on demon time. The only time I took photos was when my parents asked me to show them how our trip was going, so I spent 1 day out of the 7 days we were there being a proper tourist and taking wholesome photos in nature and shit just to reduce their suspicion. So on the second day, me and my 3 homies were chilling at this outdoor bar / restaurant kind of area with a bunch of tables. We got some food, chilled for around an hour, and then these 3 British guys sitting on the table across ended up starting a conversation with us and merging with our group. They were also tourists like us. The original friends that I pulled up with ended up getting burnt out pretty early and headed back to our Airbnb, but I stayed with the British guys because we were vibing and having a good time. Anyways, it's like 3 p.m. at this point, so it's fucking broad daylight outside. One of the lads, let's call him Liam, points to a distant but still relatively close building to my right and makes eye contact with the 2 others with a smug look on his face. Now, I'm confused as shit, so naturally I look at what he's pointing at, and boy was I not surprised at all. It was a small building with a huge neon logo that said strip club. Yes, I'm not even kidding. The name of the strip club was Strip Club. Whoever came up with that shit needs to get fired. So I look below the logo and there's this tall ass blonde woman in her mid-20s in a red dress more revealing than an episode of Chris Hansen. Right next to her was a frail middle-aged man with a hairline that makes KSI's look normal, and a fat bouncer that makes Nico Cotto's diet look healthy. Now I look back at the boys I'm with and I already know what they're thinking. They want to hit that strip club at fucking 3 p.m. At this point I start panicking because I've never been to a regular club, let alone one where strippers throw their clothes off in the same way 18-year-olds throw their graduation caps at their high school ceremony, which I was just at like a month ago. But I get peer pressured to go with them and check it out, and I folded and said fuck it, what happens in Georgia stays in Georgia. So we went up to the fat bouncer and I already felt some negative energy. I knew this wasn't right and we were walking into some sus shit. But the 3 British guys I was with looked so excited they might as well have been bricked up off rip. The bouncer charges each one of us 30 lari, which is the equivalent of around $11, which I thought was cheap as fuck just to enter a club. So we all pay the money and the bouncer escorts us inside. Bro, when I tell you this club was emptier than Carlos Matos's wallet after the BitConnect scandal, I'm not even playing. This club was so empty I started hearing cricket noises. Even the music was dead. Nothing about this place was right. I felt it in my chest, but I kept quiet and decided to stay because I didn't want to be a buzzkill. So the bouncer takes us upstairs and takes us to a couch with a pole in front of it. We all sit pretty spaced out from each other. Now at this point I'm uncomfortable as shit. Not only am I in a club that's literally empty apart from us and the employees, but I'm sitting on a couch with a bunch of dudes and there are no women in sight. This is the most paused shit I ever experienced. But soon that all changed when 4 strippers walked into the room, sat at the bar across from us and started whispering to each other while staring us dead in our souls. My heart is racing when I see them because I have no idea what to do. I tried making small talk with one of the homies, but all of a sudden this boy was dead silent, fully hypnotized by his lust. I look up ahead and my heart fucking drops. These girls are walking towards us now. I quickly realized they were whispering to decide which stripper was gonna take which one of us. So even though I'm nervous as shit, I keep my composure and try my best to look like this isn't the first strip club I've ever been to. So this Harley Quinn looking stripper sits right next to me and introduces herself. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro, this bitch was thick as shit, but she was made of plastic. I'm talking acrylic nails, hair extensions, and so much makeup that if I I took her for a swim, she'd look like a completely different girl. I looked around to see what the strippers my boys got looked like, and 2 of them were decent, but one of them was fully bald and had a ponytail. I could tell my boy who got that stripper wished he was dead. Bro was not feeling her at all and wanted to go home. But anyways, before I know it, the conversation escalates and this woman is touching up on my thighs, leaning into me and trying to seduce me. I was trying not to fall for her tactics, but my dick was not cooperating. I was already bricked up under those jeans. Now this bitch picks up the menu and starts ordering drinks like there's no tomorrow. A few minutes before, she tried getting me to order her drink, but I was like, nah, cause I really didn't have money like that. She got the most expensive wine and champagne and I didn't even question it because I thought she would pay for the drinks. So after she sips a little bit, she offered to take me to a private room to get a massage. Now, because I have no prior experience with strip clubs, I thought a massage meant a massage, not a fucking lap dance. So I started considering it and contemplating until one of my friends tapped me on the shoulder and said, bro, we're in serious trouble. I look ahead and Liam, the guy I mentioned earlier, was fucking shouting at the club owner and arguing with him. I pull up to see what's going on, and long story short, the drinks the strippers ordered from before, yeah, that shit was on our tab. We had to pay for them, and the total was 6,000 lari, which is equivalent to 2,200 USD. Now at this point, everything just hit me. All the pieces started connecting. We just got scammed, boonked, finessed. I'm scared as shit, but I start calming myself and thinking of a way out of this mess. My boy is still arguing with the manager and he's pissed off, ready to fight at this point. I tell him to calm down and I gather all the boys and say, listen, we gotta make a run for it. But before we could even bolt down the stairs, it was too late. The bouncer was already standing there guarding the door, and we were not about to get past his 400-pound ass. I had to think of something else quickly. They were 2 steps ahead of us. So at this point, the argument between my boy and the owner got so heated that he ended up calling the police. But they were not real police, they were corrupt police. All part of this elaborate scam we just walked into. So 2 police officers literally pull up in 2 seconds and threaten to arrest us if we don't pay the 6,000 lari. We were absolutely fucked. Even if all of us combined our money, we wouldn't have enough to pay this off. Also, we're in foreign territory, so we have no connections. We're completely weak and vulnerable. So I was like, alright, I have to play nice and try to cooperate. My drunk friend is only gonna make the situation worse by arguing and shouting. So one of the other boys and I managed to strike a deal with the owner. We pay 200 USD and you let us the fuck out of here. So we ended up paying, and as they left the club, my pissed off friend started cussing the bouncer and he started running after us. I've never ran faster in my life. Luckily, we made it out. Moral of the story, don't go to strip clubs, especially in a poor country. They will scam you. I read some reviews later on about the same place we went to, and so many other tourists got scammed in the exact same way as us. Guys, this is why sexual discipline is so important. Lust can lead men into horrible, life-threatening situations. Think with your big head, not your small one.